Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and welcome back to another movie review. In this movie review, I'm going to be doing a movie review on the 2022 movie directed by Damien Chazelle, and it's also Damien Chazelle's new movie that came out in theaters at the end of 2022 in December, like a couple months ago. And of course, the movie's already available is already available on demand on VOD. And of course, I got my chance to watch it on demand. And that is going to be on Damien Chazelle's Babylon. Yeah, Babylon's the new movie from Damien Chazelle that a lot of people have really been divided on, including critics. But let me get to the basic story first. Babylon basically takes place, during an era where it takes place, during the time of making silent movies together, and the movie's pretty much, a movie about filmmaking, and pretty much, the movie basically takes place during the era of silent movies before transitioning into like sound films, when sound films started to become a big thing, and so, pardon me, excuse me. And pretty much, it leads to like the rise and fall of several dreamers in 1920s Hollywood as the industry begins to transition from silent pictures to the world of sound films. And of course, the movie features an all-star cast featuring Margot Robbie, Brad Pitt, Tobey Maguire, and yeah, among others. Sorry guys, I'm just a little sniffly. So, I gotta say, When I first heard about this movie that was coming out, Babylon had me interested. I was kind of interested in checking out this movie, but of course I didn't really get my chance to see it in theaters because I was just busy celebrating Christmas a couple months ago, and I was just busy with other things going on in life. And so, but then I got my chance to watch it on demand recently, and despite the fact that this movie's dividing like a lot of people and including critics, but it's actually okay that this movie divided people, including moviegoers and critics, because it's okay that this movie's dividing people, because even though this movie got mixed reviews, there were some people out there who actually kind of liked it. Because for me, I thought Babylon was actually a pretty good movie from Damien Chazelle. Sure, it's not really considered to be Damien Chazelle's best movie, because I've heard I still have never watched Whiplash before. I still need to check it out. Whiplash. I think that was actually Damien Chazelle's first movie that he worked on. But I did see two of his movies in theaters. I actually did see two of Damien Chazelle's movies in theaters back in like 2016 and 2018. I saw La La Land. Yep, I saw La La Land and First Man. Yeah, including both movies also had Ryan Gosling, Ryan Gosling, who played Neil Armstrong in First Man, and La La Land actually had Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. Yeah, and I love those two movies too. Like I love First Man, and I also love La La Land as well. And this movie here, Babylon, I gotta say, Damien Chazelle actually does a pretty solid job directing this movie. Like the way he works on this movie, I gotta say, Damien Chazelle actually does have pretty good effort into his movies, and at least he tried, of course. Like we can all accept that. And oh yeah, and even the opening Paramount logo at the beginning of Babylon is actually the old-fashioned vintage Paramount logo where it said a Paramount picture. And yeah, sure. The opening to Babylon does get a little, like, at least the opening to Babylon, that was actually just like, I think people have already mentioned this, like on when I was reading Facebook. Like, because there was actually like a gross out part where I think an elephant takes a crap on one of the characters that was introduced in Babylon. And it's like how an elephant takes a crap on someone, and yeah. But this movie did have some it's like because the first opening to Babylon, besides the crap part, the movie actually does have some party scenes, like, just like the poster. The poster had something to do with a party, and it's like how between like Margot Robbie's character and Brad Pitt, and it's like, it's like they're having parties and like rap parties, and it kind of almost, it's like the party scenes in Babylon kind of give you those New Year's Eve party vibes, where because the way it looks, with the way it's like the color gold and yellow, it kind of reminds me a little bit like New Year's Eve parties. It kind of reminds me of the colors of New Year. Yeah, like New Year's Eve of some sort. because that's what it kind of reminds me of. But I gotta say, the way that this movie transitions from silent films to sound films, they actually do feature some footage and clips when they were filming like Singing in the Rain. And of course, like I also did enjoy the ending to Babylon, because the ending to Babylon actually does feature like one of the characters was actually watching a movie at a cinema, and it's like and we also get a montage of some of the present day movies, and they also featured a clip from Avatar at the end as well, when they were showing like a little montage of some of the big blockbuster films. And yeah, because I did enjoy the ending, and I gotta say. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot to mention that Babylon is also 3 hours long. 2022 has been a big year for 3-hour movies. I mean, we only got like a few 3-hour movies out there, like Avatar: The Way of Water, RRR on Netflix, and now Babylon. Babylon's also 3 hours as well. And the 3-hour runtime, sure, it does get a little lengthy. Sure, some people out there thought that this movie was way too long, but for me, does it earn its runtime? Well, yes and no at the same time, because for me, I hardly felt a thing, because I was enjoying this movie, and I hardly felt a thing. So yeah, because I kind of handled the 3-hour runtime, and probably I think my most favorite part about Babylon was actually like when it's actually when Margot Robbie's character and the film crew characters, they were trying to film a college like dormitory scene. But then they had to go through several takes. Like I think they went through like 8 takes altogether, and they're screaming and overreacting voices, like they're high tones and overreacting voices. Like it kind of made me laugh a little bit, because maybe that's the part. Maybe that's actually the part where I think most moviegoers and critics thought this movie was like so bad it's good. Like it would almost be like laughably bad, but. But don't get me wrong, guys. This movie was not that bad in my opinion. It's not even that awful. And sure, I will say it's not really considered to be like one of the best movies that came out in 2022. But I can see how this movie got nominated for several awards. And I gotta say, Justin Hurwitz, who did the music score, I gotta say the music score itself I think is very nice, and I think it's good. And I can see why it got nominated for like a Golden Globe and an Oscar. Like, even the costume designs I thought were pretty cool, too. Yeah. So, aside from all that, overall, Babylon was a pretty good movie from 2022 from Damien Chazelle. And I'm gonna give Babylon 3.5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, if you haven't watched Babylon yet, then and if you're bored one day and you just want to watch a 3-hour movie that's not Avatar: The Way of Water or Triple R, then I gotta say this is a pretty good recommend. I would recommend this movie. I recommend it, because if you love movies like me, and if you just want to check out like a movie about filmmaking that's not The Fabelmans but Babylon, I would say I recommend it. And there you have it, guys. That's going to be it for my movie review on Babylon. And that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it. Oh, and one more thing. The acting performances were really good between Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I just wanted to point that out. All right, bye, guys.